Hey, Joe here. I'm with my friend and client, Josh Turner. Welcome, Josh. Thanks for joining me
Hey,
today.
of course, man. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So I was just hoping that maybe you could share with whoever watches this your a little bit about yourself and about how we, I guess, got introduced to each other.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm Josh. I was most recently a professional athlete. I was introduced to Joe by someone I trust very, very much, who basically just expressed to me how they thought that Joe's services could help me. It's not something that I had ever been particularly familiar with, a leadership coach, but he really stressed to me that he thought it could help me, and so far it's really exceeded any expectations I could have had. I work with, of course, as a professional athlete, you work with a lot of high level people, and whatever it is they may do, whether we're talking about players, coaches, everyone you're around essentially is the best at what they do. So it's very important to be able to manage those feelings, emotions that come with being in such an environment, because it can be a lot at times. And being able to manage your own mind when you are a high level thinker like that as well. So there's a lot of different things that I've learned that have definitely helped me, that will help me in my sport, out of my sport, whatever it is I choose to do.
Got it. Thank you. And I don't know if you mind sharing this, but you had mentioned when you played in the league, NFL, uh, you shared examples. You don't have to share names, but just people that are playing at the top level,
Yeah,
how they
there's a lot of guys that they play at an extremely high level. They work at an extremely high level. Um, they all have someone that they deal with and that they speak with, whether it's a leadership coach, whatever it is that they call it. They all have their person that helps them to stay at the level at which they want to stay at. None of these things happen by accident. None of these people just wake up one day and are able to perform, even if they're physically gifted. There's so many mental and emotional aspects that come with it. They all have someone that they're going to, that is helping them. And like you said, I won't say any names for their privacy, but very, very high level people, very high level people at what they do. They all have someone that it coaches them through their life, not just in football, but in business, in life, relationships, everything that it is they're involved with. They have someone that's helping them guide through that.
hmm Nice. Thank you. Um, what are a couple nuggets that you've taken away from our work together?
Of course, something that we most recently spoke about, a big thing for me, was being able to slow down and move forward, which I feel like is something that's really difficult, especially in this time period, in this day and age where you have social media, you have so many things that make a lot of things look like something that they're not. Makes it appear as if a lot of people are moving at a pace at which they're not. And if you try to keep up, if you try to move at such a fast pace, you won't be able to find any joy in what you do, and you won't be able to perform at the highest possible level that you can perform. So being able to slow down, take a step back, really digest yourself, the things that you're dealing with, the things that you want to do, the avenues you want to take, the type of person that you need to be able to be successful in those things. It takes a lot of self work that you can't do by yourself. You need someone to help you. And I thought that I could do it by myself, and a lot of people probably still do. But it helps so much to have someone that is literally a professional at what they do, be able to help you guide through these things. And then when you do take that step forward, after taking a step back, you can jump into whatever it is you're doing and be the best version of yourself, and you'll be so much more successful. As opposed to if you had just said, okay, I'm just going to jump from one thing to the next without even really working on myself or analyzing the situation.
Nice. Thank you. And what advice would you give to your fellow colleagues, let's say, who are playing professional sports, if they haven't considered working with a performance/leadership coach? What suggestions would
Uh,
you give them?
Suggestions I would give them is take the time to know what it is you don't know. Take the time to take a step back and realize that you're blessed enough to be able to be at a point where you are the best at what you do, no matter if you're the first guy on the roster, last guy on the roster. You're really, really good at what you do, but take the time to be able to accept the things that you don't know, and know that there are people out there that can help you be even better. And also, I would say to take pride in the things that you do for yourself off the field and the type of person that you are outside of strictly physical performance. Mental performance and emotional performance stability, it can really help you in your career. It can help you in your play, having a sound mind and being able to have your mind work for you as opposed to working against you is so huge. So I would encourage anybody, not just in sports, professional sports, any person that wishes to work on anything or in any environment in which you have to consistently work at a very high level, I would definitely recommend and urge you to find your person, find someone that you can have these types of conversations with
Mhm.
that can help you and coach you to be able to maximize your talent, which not to say that, for an example, with athletes, not to say that you're not playing well or you're not physically there, but you'd be surprised how many more levels it is that you could tap into if you can get your mind to work for you, as opposed to working against you, being emotionally and mentally intact.
Can you think of any examples of, without saying names, people you have worked with whose mind, sometimes doubt creeped in, the
I
mindset
mean,
was strong, and how that impacted them?
I can use myself, I guess when you're even when you're in a game, when you're in anything, there's so many thoughts that go through your head. There's so many situations that go through your head, good and bad. You're thinking of, okay, what can go right? What can I do right? But you're also thinking, dang, what can go wrong? What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And in the moment, you feel like it's normal, which to a certain extent it is. And you feel like, well, this is just how you're supposed to feel, but it's not. Um, it's hard to battle against someone else that's really good at what they do when they're battling against yourself. You can't really win. You got to win the battle against yourself before you even think about taking on the next battle against someone else. That's why you see so many high level players. They have this crazy level of confidence that some people like it, some people hate it, but it's quite literally what you have to do. You have to get your mind to think in that way so that you can perform at a high level. If you have any type of doubt in your mind, it doesn't make sense to doubt yourself before you're going out to try and do something. So I've dealt with self-doubt probably throughout my whole career, honestly, from high school to college to professional. I've always, in some essence, dealt with it in one way. And at certain levels, I've dealt with it better than at others. But I've always come to realize that when you have that, you got to almost have that childlike faith in yourself that nothing's going to go bad. You understand that certain things can, but when you're out there and the bullets are flying, you cannot let that creep into your mind, because it's going to make it so much harder for you to perform at a high level. And that's can go back to having someone that you talk to, or having, a leadership coach, a performance coach that helps you to have those different ideals and helps you to work through those emotions so that when you do get to that point, it's second nature for you to not think that way.
Yeah, thank you. This reminds me of something that I shared with you in one of our first sessions, which something that I heard from Les Brown. He said, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. And it's so important just to have that self-awareness that there is that doubt there. And one of the things that I talk a lot about with people is something that I got from Greek philosophy, which is know thyself. Self-awareness is know thyself, right?
Yeah.
So knowing thyself is knowing the fears, the doubts. Doubts come in, they turn to fears. And if you don't deal with them, they turn to beliefs and convictions, right? Something we've discussed before. So I think you're doing a great job of creating that self-awareness. It's really an honor and a pleasure to work with you. I think you're super intelligent, super humble, and I'm just, excited to get to see where you go in this journey together. Thank you for your
Pleasure's
time.
mine. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause.